what's going on? So welcome back to another episode of Kingdom Kid Interviews. So today we have my bro Jake McFly. He's an artist. He's from Pittsburgh, and he does a lot of different things, and he's definitely a great musician that I would recommend for you guys to listen to, because not only does he have great content, but he also has like positive content and uplifting content, but he's not necessarily a gospel artist. But I want you guys to meet my brother Jake.
What's up? What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
How you?
Good.
That's what's up. So I want to just get into a couple different things about you so the audience gets to know you and so that you can be able to express yourself as an artist.
Okay.
So I first want to say, are you originally from Pittsburgh?
I was actually born in L.A.
Okay, so you're from L.A. So
my mom moved me to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a long story, but you know.
So you're kind of from Pittsburgh, but kind of from L.A.
Yeah.
All right. So what age did you move to Pittsburgh?
I was probably like, I want to say 1. So
technically,
I was
so you're
like,
kind of from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, basically. So born in the West, raised in the East, is what I call it. You know.
Yeah. So what made you, being that we're doing this interview to kind of speak about your musician and your artist, you know what I mean, abilities, what is it that you would describe yourself as an artist? Like, how would you describe yourself as an artist?
You said, how would I describe myself? I'm different. I like to stick to like different like music genres, like rock, pop, whatever. Like I don't just stick to one. I was like working on different stuff. Like,
yeah,
exactly.
So how did you get started into music? Like what was your start and what made you take a liking into music? Because not everybody has that gift to do music. You know what I mean? Some people have a gift for writing music. I think you have the gift for all of them.
Yeah, right.
So how did you get started in that?
So basically, it got real big. I went from, I played the drums growing up in church. And then went from there, I was like, and then I started looking at other YouTubers, producers, and everything. I was like, yo, I really want to get into this. Like,
yeah,
Pharrell was a big part too, Pharrell Williams. So I want to, I liked his style of music. So I was like, hey, I want to start making beats. So I started off making beats on an iPad. Next, I bought myself an iMac and started making beats on there. And then I really started getting more deep into it. Yeah, as well. Like it was crazy.
So being that you mentioned Pharrell, I don't know if y'all know who that is, but he sings that "I'm So Happy." You know that song. Who else would be some of your musical influences?
Another, I would say, is John Blackwell. He's actually a drummer.
John Blackwell. What group or how would we know?
He was in a band. He was he did like jazz, pop. He played for like some couple artists and stuff.
So Jake got an old soul. It sounds like he got an old soul. He like all different type of genres
like jazz
of music.
I played in a jazz band in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, so my teacher taught me a little keys because I was the drummer. And he came to me the one day and he was like, "Hey, I want you to learn other instruments too.
Yeah.
Get on the keyboard." Put the sheet in front of me, started teaching me, so I really started like picking up.
This was in high school?
Yeah, this was in high school.
So is that around the age that you start picking up music, or was it before that?
I started picking up more on the piano side, because I was more
like instruments.
Yes, I was more on the drums, more like the saxophone, guitar, and everything.
So what was I know that everyone who I've given an interview to, I kind of do a little small interview behind the scenes before we do it, and I know that you told me you grew up in church.
Exactly.
And that's where your beginning of thinking that you were into music.
Right.
So is that where you would say it really hit you, or did it hit you when you start playing the instruments?
It hit me when I started playing in church.
In church?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I thought that, but I didn't know. I didn't want to put words in your mouth. So what age were you when you knew like it hit me?
When it hit me, I would say I was probably like 14.
14.
Yeah, I remember they threw me up there in church, like just. So
you still were a teenager?
Yeah, I was still a teenager.
Okay. So it was around the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So so you sing, you rap, right?
Yeah, sing, rap, some writing, all kinds of stuff for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know that you have some family in LA who does music. Even now with some artists that some people may know, or some things that, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you vacationed there recently.
Yeah.
So what are some things you learned and you picked up on that you could share with the audience?
Some things I picked up on is about earning respect. Earning respect in the music industry. You basically tell them how the song should go. Once you earn that respect and tell them like your opinion, or how you should change how the beat should be, some artists, you gotta earn that respect with some certain artists, because you just can't just like, yo, be in the studio, but yeah, I think this song should be this way, because they'll look at you goofy like, what? You better go ahead.
So basically, you have to perfect your craft to the point where people can respect you and say,
Exactly.
you know what, I can listen to his criticism or I can listen to his opinion because I know it holds weight and have substance.
Yep.
That's what's up. So I want to also tell you guys that everything wasn't always glitz and glam in my brother's life. He had some different traumatic experiences starting out as a kid that allowed for him to really take a liking and take his relationship with God to the next level. Right. And you know, throughout all of my interviews, I like to encourage people to let you know, live out your dreams, live in your purpose, live in your calling, but at the same time, don't neglect the biggest thing, which is your relationship with God. But I want to get into a little bit of Jake's story about how he went through some traumatic situations that really blessed him to get a deeper relationship with God, which has led him to be where he's at now, to operate in freedom. So what are some things that you feel comfortable talking about that you can speak on for the audience?
You said, what was the question again?
Like basically some different traumatic experiences that you went through that basically led you to be where you're at as far as your relationship with God and as far as feeling more comfortable in who you are as a person and as an artist.
I'll say losing loved ones, especially like the ones you was close to, like and then you just taking it to God instead of just going and walking away from God. You just build like a better relationship. Like ask God these questions, like why? Like, why do you take this loved one away, or why do you do this? And sometimes he always answers you, mostly like 9 out of 10. He's gonna answer back. But as an artist, just
how do you put that type of pain and that type of detrimental situations into your music today?
That's a good one.
Do you allow it to fuel you and like make you, you know what I mean? Maybe that's the reason why you have positive messaging, because you know that there's people who go through different experiences and they need something to vibe to that's not necessarily so heavy and so trapped out or so like negative. You know what I mean? Is that what led you into making positive music?
Exactly. I like to hear people I want people to hear the stuff that I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because, you know, so, like same people, I know most likely some of these people is going through, like, the same things.
Yeah.
So, like, they hear the song, they be like, oh, that really hits home. Like, it feels like I was in the studio with him.
In that same situation.
Yeah,
like I figured that's what it was. So, and also I want to say that Jake, as you can see, like a lot of different people, they label black people, or they label African Americans have to be a certain type of way. You have to dress like this and talk like this and do like this. You know what I mean? But my brother, he's comfortable with being in his own skin. He's comfortable with being himself. And I asked him, we had a conversation about that. I asked him what led him to do that. And your response was?
Are you talking about like growing up?
Yeah, like growing up, because not everybody can do. He said he do alternative music. He does rock, jazz. You know, nowadays, if you're African American or black, you got to be trapped out. You got to be doing this and doing that. So my brother got a different little approach when it comes to music. Even though he might even like some type of trap music or whatever, but there's his whole positioning and his whole outlook on music is different than your average person that would be stereotyped as a black person. So how did you become that comfortable with yourself to be able to experience other genres of music and stuff like that?
Basically, I try to keep it different. You know, you hear the same thing, you hear the same music a lot all the time. Talk about like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the strip club, I'm about to pull all this money out the ATM and just like flood my bank account in the strip club. Right. Meanwhile, you got a couple bills due the next day.
Right. Yeah,
exactly.
I feel it.
But I just try to keep it different. You know. It's amazing for real.
So how did you become that comfortable with yourself? Like, were you always kind of like different than people would consider, like, you know, you're a bad type of guy, or were you like exposed to different stuff, or was it whenever these traumatic experiences happened that made you start taking a different way, a different route?
So I was always the chill guy.
Yeah.
I always had the chill vibe.
Yeah.
And then, like I was telling you, I lived in North Braddock. You know, I lived in there. But I didn't have that mentality.
North Braddock, if you don't know, we're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. North Braddock is a predominantly like black area where there's a lot of different, you know what I mean, gun violence and other things that happen. So he grew up in basically a roughly bad neighborhood.
Exactly. Yeah.
But he was able to rise above the stereotypical, you know what I mean.
Like I didn't have that mentality.
Right. Like he was able to have that mentality. Who do you give credit to that?
Definitely say my mom.
Your mom?
Yeah, my mom.
Okay.
She was always on me.
Yeah.
She was always on me.
About getting out of that stuff. Like, don't be like that.
Yeah, don't be doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was the different kid too. So like we'd be out there. I had a couple of friends. We'd be out there making our own like jumps for bikes. Like we'd be making jumps and stuff. And we riding around with BMX bikes and stuff, doing tricks and stuff. Then I would skateboard too. I was always like they used to call me the crazy kid, like especially my cousin. Like you always do the crazy stuff, like riding bikes down steps and stuff and whatnot. And I always get messed up and get back up and just keep it moving. Like,
so that goes to say, man, be yourself. It doesn't matter if you like skateboarding. It don't matter if you like rock and roll music. It don't matter whatever you like. Be yourself.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter, you know what I mean, what the world says or what anybody says, because what God placed in you, there's somebody in the world who needs to hear that and needs to understand that they can be themselves. So I like that, bro, that you be yourself. Right. So I want to speak a little bit about your musical influences as far as like your mom and your dad, because to my understanding, his mom was a singer, right?
Exactly.
And his dad was a musician. So my brother took a liking into both of his parents' gifts, and he sings, he raps, he's an entertainer, and he's also a musician. So what all instruments do you play?
Basically I can play them all for real.
Yeah.
I actually came from my grandfather.
I can.
He played just about every instrument for real.
Wow. And
people used to think like, oh, did this guy have like, you ever had lessons? I never had
none
single lessons.
Wow.
I want to tell you I want to share one story with you real quick.
Okay.
This was back in 6th grade. Okay. Right. So I wanted to join a band. Mm-hmm. This is when I couldn't read music at all. I didn't know what a quarter note was, a half note, none of that.
Right. I
didn't know no chords or nothing. So I tried out for the drums. And the music teacher was like, you think you'd be able to play this part?
Yeah.
She put the sheet of music in front of me, and I froze up like. So I asked her to show me how the part goes.
Yeah.
And after that, I picked it up. But she got mad because I picked it up because I wasn't looking at the sheet.
You got it like this.
Yeah, I got it quick.
Because some people got them genes. Some people got the genes where they can get it like this. Like they don't need all that practice, all that schooling. That's what's up. But you did go to school for something, right?
Yeah.
For music. Where did you go to school at?
Actually, what was it? It was boys campus. I was going to.
What did you study?
I was studying like music production and like and how to do like how to play chords and all that other stuff.
Yeah, so basically,
teaching a lot.
Boys is a community college in Pittsburgh, so he went there, and I know you were talking about going to Full Sail, right?
You said Full Sail.
Did you speak about that to me?
Actually, I want to go to. I don't know. It's been crazy. I want to go to Berkeley for real. Berkeley School of Music. It's out there. It's out there in Boston, PA. That's where like all the main artists graduate. I know Quincy Jones graduated from there, and I want to say John Mayer is his name. Yeah. He graduated from there too.
So basically, you still have more aspirations when it comes to music. He's basically working a lot. He's really good. He has music on the radio and everything, but he's still perfecting his craft. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I wanted to say, like, how would people be able to find you if they wanted to find you? I know he has Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that. So what's your Instagram name?
Instagram is Jake_McFly23.
Jake_McFly23. There's going to be a link at the bottom, or there's going to be, I'm going to put some type of information at the bottom for them to be able to contact you.
You can also search my name up too on like music platforms under Jake McFly as well.
Music platforms such as?
Like Apple Music, Pandora, Tidal, whatever.
Pandora, Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify.
Exactly.
So all them different type of musical platforms, you can look up Jake_.
No, it's just Jake McFly.
Oh, Jake McFly. So I'll put that down there too so you can see it. So that's awesome, bro, because a lot of people, they consider themselves to be entertainers or artists, but nobody's actually putting in the work to project their music out there into their audience.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that you're building a fan base, and he's building a fan base, and you know what I mean? He has a plan to go into LA in the future, right?
Yeah.
Like he's planning to go to LA and do some stuff. So if you see my boy out LA, you know what I mean, hook him up and link up with him. You know what I'm saying? But is there anything else that I left out in the interview that you want to speak about?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Yeah, pretty much touched everything.
That's what's up. I do have a question, and I don't mean to put this at the end, but we saved the best for last. What would you contribute to your or how would you relate God to your music or to your position as an artist?
So how I relate God
to like your music, because like I said, it's not like he does gospel music, but his vibes is kind of, you said alternative,
right?
Which is like alternative, where it's not really having, it has basically like a message behind it, whether it's a relationship, whether it's like just whatever it is, right?
Or whatever you're going through in life is general.
Yeah, it's just like a general message. But I know that we spoke about you saying how basically your relationship with God kind of launched you into that way of doing that type of music. But I wanted to say, what would you tell people as far as their relationship with God?
You see what I tell people?
Yeah, like as far as getting close to God and trusting Him, as far as building you up in your craft, your business, your marriage, relationship, your kids, whatever it is, your school, whatever it is.
I would say just keep that faith and that hope. It's the only two. Faith and hope.
Faith and hope.
Faith is number one.
Faith and hope.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Thank you, bro.
No problem.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Novocaine, I know you want to be Novocaine, feels like your love has faded away.